Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 598 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. Chapter 1021, He Likes Me? Breaking through in the middle of battle. Wasn't that usually the protagonist's halo? Chen Yuan watched Xian Yuan duo evolve mid-fight and couldn't help but doubt. Wait, am I really the main character here? As the cosmic energy surged into her body, Xian Yuan duo felt a complete transformation. So, this is the power of the fifth tier? Unmatched strength, heightened senses, it's like the entire world is within my grasp. I can even feel the shift in wind currents around me. My meridians are 3 times tougher than before, my energy capacity has increased 5-fold, and my physique has been upgraded in every way. This power is unbelievable. She felt a rush of excitement and joy. Breaking past the genetic lock and reaching a higher realm wasn't just about effort. It was also about fate and timing. Some people get stuck at the peak of Tier 4 for 100 years and still can't break through. Others take just a few decades. My master once said that despite my talent, I'd still need 10 more years of refinement before I could step into the 5th tier. But now, under this extreme pressure, I've awakened hidden potential and broken through 10 years ahead of time. A 5th-tier warrior at 18. Even 500 years ago, I'd be called the greatest prodigy alive. This is who I want to be, not just the strongest of my time, but the greatest in all of history. She looked at Chen Yuan again, this time with a strange mix of gratitude and pride. The atmosphere was tense. Her fighting spirit surged again. Chen Yuan, do you still want to fight? She asked calmly. I've already broken through to a new level. That bet we made earlier doesn't count anymore. If I beat you now, it wouldn't be honorable. Chen Yuan's expression instantly changed. Hold up, what? So now that you're stronger, you want to back out of the bet? No way. Well then, she said coldly. Don't blame me for going all out. In that moment, Xian Yuan Duoduo's aura exploded. Countless streaks of deadly sword energy burst from her body, sweeping outward with terrifying force. The pressure alone locked onto Chen Yuan like a vice. Even the air itself felt like it was freezing in place. But before she could make a move, Chen Yuan struck first. He ignored the pressure completely and vanished with a sudden burst of speed, twice as fast as before. With one explosive punch, he struck. Xian Yuan Duo raised her arms to block, thinking her breakthrough would let her handle it easily. She was wrong. The moment his fist connected, a violent force exploded through her arms and sent her flying. She was blasted over 100 meters away, crashing into the wall of the Golden Throne Hall. Boom. A massive hole was blasted into the ancient wall. Crap. I used too much strength again. This is going to be a problem, Chen Yuan muttered, staring at the damage. Xian Yuan Duo was stunned. Completely stunned. No way. That's impossible. I just broke through Tier 5. My power skyrocketed. I was evenly matched with him at Tier 4. How did I get one shot after the breakthrough? She was in disbelief. Nothing made sense. She couldn't accept it. Her confidence shattered. You okay? Come out. Looks like the noise we made attracted security, Chen Yuan said, glancing around. Blood trickled from the corner of her mouth as she slowly got up. She looked at him in complete disbelief. Who are you really? Even after my breakthrough, I couldn't take a single punch from you. How strong are you? We can talk about that later, Chen Yuan said, and suddenly scooped her up by the waist. Before she could react, he soared into the sky. They flew upward, disappearing into the night. Flying? You can fly? Xian Yuan Duoduo's heart shook. She never imagined Chen Yuan could be this powerful. Even her master, known as Dragon Master, one of the strongest guardians of Huaxia, had just recently reached Tier 6. But even he couldn't fly like this. What Chen Yuan was doing wasn't just a short burst of levitation. It was full-scale, sustained aerial flight. This could only mean one thing. Chen Yuan was even stronger than her master. And she had just tried to challenge someone like that? Not only challenged, but acted cocky, like she had something to prove. How embarrassing. Utterly embarrassing. So this is your real strength. You were toying with me this whole time? I mean, didn't you just break through to Tier 5? Chen Yuan said, shamelessly. You think that would have happened if I didn't push you? You knew I was about to break through? She asked, stunned. So, you were feeding me moves on purpose? But how did you even know I was close? I knew a lot more than that, Qin Yuan said casually. I knew you were training in Xianyuan guidance technique, falling leaf sword style, breath concealment, and ancient Chinese medicine. Those words shook her to her soul. She had specifically used the breath concealment technique to hide her true strength. Even her master couldn't see through it. He had to fight her directly to test her level. But Qin Yuan? He saw through it instantly. At that moment, she felt like she had no secrets in front of him. But if that was true, then everything he did, acting like a newbie, letting her take the lead, pushing her over the edge, he did it all for her, to help her break through. It's true, she thought. If I'd known from the start how strong he really was, I never would have felt any fighting spirit at all. Just like with my master. Even if I try my hardest, I already know I can't win. I know he'd never hurt me, so I can't reach my full potential. But with Qin Yuan, I saw him as someone my age, a peer. I refused to lose to him. That pressure, that unwillingness to fall behind. That's what finally made me break through. That's the real reason he pretended to be weak. He planned all of this for me. But why? Why would someone so powerful go to such lengths to help her? Unless he likes me? The thought made her heart pound like crazy. She didn't feel like a powerful Tier 5 warrior anymore. She felt like a girl in love for the first time, completely flustered, completely overwhelmed. Xianyuan Duo. Favorability plus 30. Current favorability, 80 points. Beep, beep, beep. Not long after. Chapter 1022. The Xianyuan sword was lost. It was around 12:30 at night. It's already so late. I wonder if Qin Yuan's asleep. Qin Wushuang's eyes shimmered, her face slightly flushed with shyness. She stood in front of the mirror, wearing a silky nightgown that clung to her flawless figure, revealing just enough to stir the imagination. With delicate makeup paired with a stunning face, she looked breathtakingly beautiful. Taking a deep breath as if to steel her nerves, Qin Wushuang picked up a bottle of red wine and 2 glasses. Her heart racing, she gently knocked on Qin Yuan's bedroom door. The night was long, and sleep wasn't coming. A drink, a chat, deepening their bond. These were all natural desires, weren't they? Brother Qin Yuan, are you asleep? She called sweetly, deliberately softening her voice to sound extra seductive. But no answer. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Brother Qin Yuan, are you sleeping? Still nothing. After a moment of hesitation, she slowly pushed the door open and stepped inside. The bedroom was empty. The balcony, empty. Bathroom, also empty. That's weird. I didn't hear him leave. I've been keeping an ear out all evening. How could he just vanish? Qin Wushuang was stunned. She had spent over 2 hours putting on makeup, carefully preparing everything. The mood, the timing, everything was perfect. All she wanted was to share some thoughts on life and dreams. And now the man was missing. Qin Wushuang nearly lost it. That bastard. Where the hell did he run off to? Bastard, bastard, bastard. Humph. Meanwhile, Qin Yuan was flying through the night sky, carrying Xianyuan Duo in his arms. They soared thousands of meters high. Xianyuan Duo instinctively wrapped her arms around his waist, her heart thumping wildly. A light blush crept onto her cheeks. So this is what flying at high altitude feels like. It's so romantic. If one day, I can also soar like this, side by side with someone I love, gliding across the heavens and the earth, what a dream that would be. Will that person be Qin Yuan? But, according to my clan's rules, to prevent the dilution of bloodlines, Xianyuan women are not allowed to marry outside. Any man who marries and must take our family name and become a live-in son-in-law. If the man's background is ordinary, fine. But someone like Qin Yuan, with his power, becoming a live-in son-in-law, that would be a complete insult to someone of his level. The Xianyuan family's rules were strict. The bizarre regulations stemmed from the clan's low fertility rate. No matter how hard they tried, it was extremely difficult for them to bear children. So preserving the bloodline became sacred. That's why the rule, women can't marry out. And yet, despite their small numbers, nearly everyone in the clan could unlock their gene lock. Each one was a peerless talent. She unlocked Tier 1 at just 7 years old. She might be the only one like this in their entire history. There was no way the clan would let her marry out. And just like that, her once warm and fluttering heart was suddenly doused with a bucket of cold water. Meanwhile, Qin Yuan had no idea she was up in her head imagining marriage problems just because he flew her around for a bit. Might have been a little premature. Soon, they landed at the prince's mansion. After Yi Han had bought the place for Qin Yuan, it had been under renovations for a while now. While the exterior stayed the same, the interior had been entirely redone at a cost of around 200 million. The ancient grandeur remained, but inside, it was an entirely different world. Absolute luxury, with refined taste. Qian Yuan Duo looked around. Isn't this the prince's mansion? I heard someone already bought it. You're trespassing. Qin Yuan grinned. We just broke into the Forbidden Palace. What's a little trespassing compared to that? That's different. The Forbidden City belongs to the people. But this mansion is private property. No worries. This place is mine. You can rest here a bit. I went a little overboard earlier and might have hurt you. Still hurting. He looked concerned when he noticed the dried blood at the corner of her mouth. This mansion is yours. Yep. Qin Yuan nodded like it was no big deal. She was stunned. This guy actually owned a royal estate? Seriously? Oh, I've already broken through to Tier 5. My body's healing ability is crazy strong now. This little injury? I'll be fine in a day or two. Qin Yuan had considered using some of his enhancement points to heal her, but seeing her natural recovery, he decided to save them. As long as you're fine. But don't forget, little junior, you did lose today. You promised me 3 favors. Qian Yuan Duo nodded quietly, burying her face down in embarrassment. She was a good sport, willing to admit defeat. But what kind of conditions would he ask for? What if he asks for that? What am I supposed to do? Her heart started racing again. She genuinely liked Qin Yuan, but if he really made such a request, she couldn't agree to that. Not like this. She didn't want it to happen that way. What are your 3 conditions? She asked nervously. I haven't thought of them yet, Qin Yuan replied. I'll let you know when I do. Crap. Qian Yuan Duo suddenly panicked, like she realized something important. What is it? My sword. I think I left it behind in the Forbidden City. And it's not just any sword. That's my family heirloom, the Qian Yuan sword. It's the clan's sacred relic. What? That's the Qian Yuan sword. Are you serious? Qin Yuan was speechless. She seriously forgot something that important. Stay here, I'll go get it. He threw on a mask, kicked into flight, and soared away. Luckily, the mansion wasn't far from the Forbidden City. It hadn't even been 5 minutes. He was already back. But this time, the Forbidden City was lit up like day. Police and experts were everywhere, all gathered in front of the Golden Throne Hall. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.